questions at the end.
Yeah, and I think the PowerPoint moves through really quickly, so it's probably.
Yes, ma'am.
But the mineral makeup is my most favorite out of the entire. I love Jordan Essentials, but I truly, truly have a passion for the makeup, so it's easy to have makeup parties. And for me, the mineral makeup is ongoing, continual bookings because people want the makeover, they want the hands-on, they want the before and after. And so I just want to tell you a little bit about the minerals. You probably already know, but what are minerals? They are finely ground substances that come from the earth with nothing added to them. So in the industry, there's regulations that are very limited, and so there's a whole lot of mineral makeups out there, and they can have one mineral in them and be filled with talc and things that are harmful for you and be called mineral makeup because it's not regulated. So Jordan Essentials makeup has 4 basic minerals. They all come from the earth and they're all pure. So we can truly say it's natural.
I was told that only 1% in a generic container has to be minerals.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's just what I found when I looked up. I'm not sure the percentage, but I was told it could be, be like the very last ingredient in there.
That's what my upline said, so I've always used that at home.
I mean, that's pretty incredible, really, because people don't know. They want to learn, they want to be educated, but they don't know. It says mineral makeup, so to them it's mineral makeup. They wear differently. You can tell when it has talc and when it doesn't. So the minerals that are in it is the titanium, the zinc, the mica, and the iron. So there's also another mineral called bismuth, oxychloride. I'm not sure if I said the exact name right, but it's known as a mineral, but it does not come from the earth. It comes from copper processing. It's the leftover of, it's the byproduct of lead and copper. So you don't want to use that, but the reason they use it is for filler and to bind to other products. Nancy chooses not to put that in our products, so we can be proud of that too. I think when people come and they're asking about the mineral makeup line, those things are key. It is pure, it is natural, it is healthy, and then you get the beautiful look on top of that. And as far as SPF, that's usually a question that also comes up a lot. Kind of ties in, this says some use synthetics and some don't. And the point there was just that Nancy, as far as I know, in everything, always chooses to use healthy, natural things, and if anything at all is questionable, she stays away from it. So she has chosen to stay true to what mineral makeup is intended to be. So, thank you for that. So on the SPF, sun protection factor, the titanium and the zinc are 2 natural sun protection ingredients that are used even in sunscreens on the market, but they're in our makeups and they're natural. So it is a natural SPF of 15, and that meets the skin cancer standard. So that's good too. And I even use it, you know, I'm pretty fair skinned and I can use the makeup without burning. I mean, I would still suggest to people, if you know your own skin, if you need to add sunscreen, but I get great protection from the makeup alone. Okay, so let's get started with the makeup. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have a model. There's 2 ways to do a mineral makeover party. Well, there's several ways, but having a model is always great because everybody's kind of watching. You can also have a table like this or a round table and everybody sits around and has their own little section of what we're going to have here, like a plate, the paper towel, their own little setup, and they get to practice themselves. My suggestion is if you get more than 5 people at one of those, you really need a helper. Because mineral makeup, it's one of those parties where there's a lot of hands-on. I mean, there's a lot of one-on-one. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of personal touch with colors and things. So you really need to have either the hostess or a friend or somebody there helping you. It will just make it easier. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with a makeover on Kimberly. I don't know if we'll have time to do the complete. We're going to just do the basics. And so if we don't have time to get both eyes or whatever, so that we can move on for your guys'
she's going to look
We
cute.
will let her finish. We're going to try really hard. What I like to start with is the tinted moisturizer, and she uses a 3. What you want to do is take a little dab and test it on the side of the cheek. The one that disappears is the color you want. You don't want to try to make your skin darker by using a darker shade. And Kimberly could probably even get away with a 3.5, but we're going to use what she usually uses. want it to just blend but not stand out. So some people try to make it look like they have a tan by moving up. It brings out like orange skin tones. It's really not attractive. So you really need to blend it with the tan. So we're going to start with the tinted moisturizer. You can squirt it onto a plate. And I'm trying not to go in front of you guys, but one method is to use what's called the stippling method. So if you guys do art, and it's really fun and people like it because it just feels like you're just a canvas and you're just being painted on, and I love it. And you just take the concealer brush and you just dab it all over your skin. And
is that how you put yours on?
yes,
Yeah.
I love doing this. You can get it wet or you can just keep it dry because the tinted moisturizer is moist. But up over the eyes, and you don't have to. You can use your hands, but I just love this, and it just gives you kind of just a fresh, dewy look, a little bit different than when you rub it into your hands. And then the other thing, you want to make sure you're blending, that you're going down under her jawline. You don't want a line. And just do it everywhere. And this is the part that most people love. It just feels good.
It's easier to get around the eyes too with the brush.
Yes.
You know, so that a lot of people say, oh, they'll get it in their eye or whatever, and so you teach them to use that brush, and they can get up closer and reapply it with the brush after it dries to get it. It's cool. It's a great one, Shelley.
And I think part of it too is we're constantly teaching to keep your hands off your face.
Absolutely.
So this helps with that, and it kind of goes into keeping your brushes clean. If you're just using your brushes on your own, you're probably not going to wash them every day, but you do need to be washing your brushes. And
Yes.
With shampoo and conditioner, it's a great way to wash them. And so this just is an added thing. It's an added reminder that I need to keep my hands off my face. I mean, it's kind of why I started doing it, because my hands were always on my face. But it's just a really pretty look. It's quick and simple. Then I like to do the concealer next. You can do the concealer as a first step. I've just found that it blends much more when the tinted moisture is already on there. You just got that hint of color, you're blending it, and then you're topping it with the powder. So for a party, you're not going to want to take the stick and just put it directly on the skin. So that's why we have scrapers, and you can just scrape just a tiny little bit off. And so if you have a model, it's pretty easy to do this. If you've got a group sitting around, you may want your helper to go around and scrape for you so that they're not just digging into the concealer. But you definitely don't want to pass it from one person to the next. So then you're just going to go with concealing the red areas around the nose, where we get red, the circles under the eyes. You would choose your blue or your yellow based on skin tone. I very rarely use blue, and I was told you would only use it if there's really, really, really intense red tones.
Yeah.
But again, I just have never had anybody use blue. So do you want?
10 to 1. We sell 10 yellow to 1 blue. But the yellow does seem to work a lot better for most people. It blends out the brown. It blends out the red. It blends out age spots. It's just the yellow's really good. And it's a little bit more mild.
What's the blue color supposed to conceal?
It's supposed to neutralize really red skin.
Rosacea?
For people with rosacea. And I have rosacea, but I still just use the yellow now. I would start out with the blue. But
I have a customer that has a birthmark that uses the blue.
there you go, because that'd be more purple.
And I like to use the brush again. I mean, if you're at home, when I'm at home, I'll take the stick and just dab it, but then I still go over it with the brush because I just love this brush.